Hello and welcome to the Hello, Unofficial here. How's it going? And today we're going to be talking about the history of Rayman, the video game series by Ancel. Prepare your minds to be educated, eviscerated, emancipated. Now I've split the history into 4 separate sections. And section 1 is the 1990s. Let's go. So, Rayman was created by video game auteur Ancel. According to a section of Wikipedia I just copy and pasted, Ancel started to draw Rayman in his teens. But of course Ancel was always an early go-getter. Ancel got into the video game industry early in his life, within his teenage years, starting at Ubisoft in his late teens and starting to develop Rayman in 1992 for Ubisoft when he was 20. In 1992 for Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft and Ancel considered many platforms to develop Rayman onto, one of which was the SNES CD, which was a CD extension for the SNES. There's a playable demo you can now get for that version of the game, but unfortunately or fortunately or whatever the hell, that version was scrapped due to the fact that the SNES CD was scrapped. Later, Ancel and Ubisoft would make the informed decision to develop it and release it primarily for the Atari Jaguar, a very popular console. Many people like that one, at least 7. They also ported the game to the PlayStation, which I can only imagine was less successful because clearly less people liked the PlayStation than the Atari Jaguar. Do you get this sarcasm? The PlayStation was a big hit. Who would have thought it? The game also had Sega Saturn versions and MS-DOS versions and a Game Boy version, and I fret to think what they'd look like, but they are on the screen right now, so you can make your own opinions as to whether or not they're horrible mashes of mess. But either way, Rayman 1 was both critically and financially successful. Ancel, now about 23, was probably rather happy with his directorial debut being so successful. The game was critically lauded for its unique and interesting and beautiful artwork, for its unique and interesting and beautiful music, and its 2D gameplay, which was finely tuned, fun, fast-paced, but with slow bits, and also it was hard. Many people have noted it. It was hard, especially in the later stages. Now, in the 1990s era, this era 1, remember I'm doing eras because why not? Because that's a good choice. Because in this era, because in each era there's a different style for Rayman. Rayman was rather toonish. He was stylized. He was a bit plump. He very much looked like a French comic strip. He just looked very French, like he was peeled out of a French comic book. Like, just look at him, just look at the lump. He's very French. I mean, I love him. He's a stylistic, noble thing, but he's very French. Boom! It's the 2000s now. It's the new millennium. We now have bad episodes of The Simpsons, and we also have 3D video games. Who'd have thought it? Not me. I just realised that Rayman 2 was released in 1999, meaning that my whole EVA system is broken, so let's ignore the EVA system. Screw it. Screw this. Screw all of it. It's the year 1999. And primarily for the N64, Rayman 2 The Great Escape is released. To critical acclaim. And financial success. Ooh, Ancel, you crazy Frenchman, you've done it again, mister. You've defined a generation, you heartthrob. Aha. Now, Rayman 2 was initially released also for Windows, PC, the Dreamcast, the PlayStation, and many others, like the PlayStation 2 and the 3DS. But not, that was later. The game was critically lauded for how beautiful it looked, the beautiful soundtrack, the beautiful gameplay. You could climb on vines. It was a pioneer in the 3D video game market because it was one of the first to really feel fluent. The things you could do in that game, it was beautiful. It was game changing. But I liked it, it was cool. Look at it, Rayman's design was now simpler. He was a simple blobby man. And he was cool and slimmer and less French, but still notably French. Un magique bâton. Now Rayman was truly a franchise. And one of the first franchises that Ubisoft really got the grab on. And so, to capitalise on this, in 2001 for the PS2, Ubisoft released Rayman M, which was an arena fighter multiplayer / driving game. It was a typical party game, nothing too interesting there, but it indeed existed. Also around this era, a few 2D adaptations for handheld consoles. That's the international symbol for handheld. For handheld consoles, which were different games, but still games worth mentioning if they were noteworthy. In 2003, Rayman was a franchise, and Ubisoft wanted another game, so they released Rayman 3. However, Ancel was busy working on the critical darling, the cult classic, Beyond Good and Evil, so this was the first Rayman game to be made without the direction of Michael Ancel, although he did, of course, help to some regards. He consulted, and he watched, and he designed some of the stories and characters because, of course he did, because he's Ancel. Now this was the last 3D Rayman game, and the last numbered Rayman game, and it was okay. It sold well, it was critically accepted, it was good, it was okay, people liked it. It wasn't groundbreaking, it wasn't Ancel tier good stuff, bro. But it was still a Rayman game, and it was still pretty solid. People liked it. The humour was a bit hit and miss, though, apparently. The graphics were still good, I appreciated them. A bit janky in places, but still, I appreciated them. It released for the GameCube and PlayStation 2 and some other stuff, apparently. According to me. PC as well. And then, it all changed. The world, the storm, do you feel it? Do you feel the change? 2006. Rayman Raving Rabbids. It released for the Xbox 360, the PS3, the Wii, the PC. Everyone knew it, everyone saw it. Rayman Raving Rabbids. Now, it wasn't a game directed by Ancel, of course, although the Rabbids were meant to be in. Well, this game originally started as Rayman 4. And then Ancel was like, fuck it, I don't want to do that. Who wants to make Rayman 4? I'll just leave. But before he left, he drew a little rabbit character. And was like, yo, my homie's down there in Ubisoft developing this game. Here's a little rabbit creature, the rabbit. And they were like, we are French people, we are developers. Let's make a minigame collection. Oh boy, here we go! Boom, we got rabbits singing, we got rabbits dancing, we got rabbits playing football, we got rabbits playing tennis, we got rabbits screaming often, loudly. Is a minigame collection very popular on the Nintendo Wii. This new thing with the waggly stick. It was impressive, it was 2006. It sold well, children loved the screaming rabbits, it was good. So of course in 2007 another Rayman game released without Ancel's help, which was called Rayman Raving Rabbids 2. And it was for the Wii and the PC and the Wii. And it was critically known. The critics knew it existed, and it sold well. It sold well. The kids loved it. The kids loved these rabbits. Look at them, bunnies. Okay, I've now needed to resituate my camera because it ran out of charge because I'm unprepared. But you know who was prepared? Ubisoft, because in 2008, 1 year after the last one and 1 year after the one before that, Rayman Rabbids TV Party was released, and it was, the critics didn't like it, but it sold well, it sold great. Most kids love those rabbits. Who's Rayman? I don't know, but rabbits, look at them, they're screaming, they're funny, look at them. Look at them, it's another minigame collection for the Wii, for the Waggly Stick Machine, it's pretty good. Honestly, I recommend watching the cutscenes in this game on YouTube, because it's pretty fun, honestly. It's a pretty light-hearted, fun romp, and I appreciate it and its existence. The game itself wasn't too much. It wasn't that notable, but I appreciated playing it. It was a good game, I think. I played it when I was like 6. Lay off. It was good. Ish. And then, after that, Ubisoft made the wise choice to just ditch the Rayman tag and just release Rabbids games and TV shows. And Rayman was, well, he was gone with the wind. He was no longer the money-making machine he once was, and the Rabbids were, and Assassin's Creed was, and Tom Clancy was. Poor Rayman, he was sidelined until the 2010s. When now he was given a new, more cartoonish, more stylistic design. Less simplistic, more edgy. Man. And in 2010, there was announced a 2D Rayman game, directed by Ancel. And it was episodic. Oh shit! Telltale Rayman! Oh man! What are we gonna do? But it's okay, because later on Ubisoft was like, nah, it's 2011 now, let's release Rayman Origins. It's a game, it's full. No episodic stuff. It's for every console ever created, and it's a critical darling. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves Ancel. He's great. Sold poorly, but that's okay, because Ubisoft had so much money after the Rabbids that they didn't care. They were like, hey Ancel, you made the Rabbids. You drew one sketch of a rabbit once. You've already earned your keep. Just keep making Rayman games if you want. And he was like, sure. And so in 2013 he released Rayman Legends, which was originally a Wii U launch exclusive before. It wasn't. Much to the dismay of many people around the world. First it was just because it was delayed for development reasons, and then it was delayed again because Ubisoft decided that it might be a good idea to port it to other consoles to get more money, because the Wii U was the Wii U. They released Rayman Legends again several times for other consoles, and then that was the last major Rayman release. Rayman Run for iOS and Android was released, a running game. It's good, I like it, I appreciate it, I played it once or twice. It was good. Ancel wasn't involved there because for the past few years he's been very busy, apparently eating cheese and developing Beyond Good and Evil 2. I hope the best for him and his crazy ass super duper over, it's a big game, Beyond Good and Evil 2. However, Ancel has teased that he wants to make Rayman 4 after Beyond Good and Evil 2, so that'll probably be released sometime in the next 20 years. But either way, it will be Rayman 4, so Rayman 4 will come out, it'll be 3D probably, maybe, and Ancel wants to make it, just as soon as he gets done being really overambitious and eating cheese. This has been the history of Rayman. I hope you've been informed. You could have just read Wikipedia, but you came here instead, and I apologise for that deeply.